We're here at Kimura Nursery. Look at this with Bob famous with his mask. Look at that.
This way you can't see all the facial expressions I'm making.
I love it. So
Welcome.
Bob, hey, thank you. So there's grand opening, re-grand opening.
Yeah, first time we're open in 2 months.
Wow.
So, and to celebrate that and the fact that I need money, we have a 20% off on everything sale.
Nice.
So come on in and buy some bonsai.
Alrighty. You want to talk to the couple of your trees here? I know you have a lot of California, so.
Sure, yeah, I have a lot of Californias. This one's got a really nice trunk. The foliage needs some work, but it's got an amazing trunk. Some of them, the trees are all turned around, so you may or may
Why
not.
do we need to turn our trees, Bob? We've heard that a couple of times already, but why do we need to turn our trees?
For a variety of reasons, but mostly so that they get sun and light evenly all the way around the tree. Especially like a tree up against the wall. You know, if you don't turn it the side against the wall, we get weaker. So this is a relatively new one.
Which one's your favorite tree out of your whole collection here? Just California. Let's talk about California's first. Your favorite
Probably
tree.
this one, believe it or not.
Why is that, Bob?
I don't know. It's not a typical California juniper. It's not this big, heavy, masculine thing. It's got awesome deadwood. It's really a feminine tree, but
Very different.
I just really like it. Yeah,
I am filming the back right now, but
it's not a typical California.
a lot of deadwood, a lot of termite damage on it too. I love the pot.
So, yeah, it's a
Very
Yamaki pot. I finally found for it.
It's very like Bunjin style almost.
Yeah,
Very, very feminine.
yeah. It's really elegant to me. I really like it. You know, some of these Californias, like these big, strong, you know.
The classic, the classic shape.
You know, like this. But
I noticed.
this black pine is pretty special.
Why is that?
This was a GI in Japan during the occupation, right after the war, brought back some seeds and planted these seeds when he got home. And I guess he died about 15 years ago, and his daughter called me up and said, I have these pine trees in my backyard from seeds that my dad brought home from Japan after the war, and they're selling his house, and they're too big to move. They were in these like 48-inch Vietnamese pots. And he said, but you know, we don't want them to die, so would you come look at them and see? And the other two are just kind of relatively straight, lanky, old pines. But this one just like, whoa.
That's awesome. A very good barkage.
And yeah, I mean, it's
Movement too.
awesome.
And you're
So-
saying about maybe 50, 60 years old?
Well,
1945.
yeah, right after after the war, so late 40s, mid 40s.
Awesome tree. So that was a yard tree, you're saying?
Well, it was always in a pot.
Okay, so
But it was in a big, giant, this big clay pot that had no drainage. When I saw the tree, there was about 6 inches of water sitting on top of the soil in the pot that had been sitting there for who knows how long. So I didn't even know if it would live or not. And she wanted to give them to me, and I couldn't take it because it was just such an incredible tree.
It's an awesome
So
looking tree.
I asked her, what do you want for it? She said, nothing. And I said, well, let me give you $500. And she was floored.
Oh, wow.
And, I took a risk, but boy, it sure paid off.
It's a beautiful tree.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I mean, right now, it's kind of growing a little wild, but when I clean it up this summer and after the candles get cut and come back, it's going to be, next year, it'll probably go on the show.
I noticed a lot of your California are not grafted. Any reason why?
I personally don't like the graft. None of them are.
I just literally noticed that none of them are like
they're all
natural foliage.
native foliage. It's just a personal thing.
Okay.
To me, most of the ones that are grafted with either Kishu or Itoyagawa. And especially the ones with Kishu, you get these like clouds of foliage on these massive deadwood trunks. It just looks weird to me. And I know people do it and people really like it. It's done in Japan and all that, but
it's different. I like the natural foliage because it's part of the tree.
Well, it looks weird to have all this deadwood and this ruggedness and then this like beautiful pads of green clouds. You know, it just looks like two different trees.
So I do notice that you have your deciduous mystere right behind you, and then the California. Why do you have it under shade versus?
Because one's deciduous, it needs more.
It's more shade.
Needs more shade. The other one's conifers, but they're mixed here. This is eventually going to be a really nice tree once I get the branching done on it.
It's a trident.
Maple, yeah.
And with your hand right below it, see the trunk size. Look at that. That's like good 12 inches.
And there's only one small cut that hasn't healed over, and that's almost healed over. All the other cuts on the trunk are pretty much healed over. It's going to be an awesome tree.
That's a massive tree.
Yeah. Heavy.
Any other, any legacy trees you have in here?
Yeah, this Catlin elm.
So what's so special about it?
It's supposedly, I mean, I wasn't there, but I got this from Richard Oda, who supposedly got it from what's his name, John or Jim Catlin?
Oh, the original.
The original, and it's supposed to be a cutting from the first generation of cuttings.
So what's different about Catlin elm? So
The leaf is much smaller. It's thicker. It's like more leathery almost, and it's darker green.
And then trunk similar to like a Chinese elm.
Yeah, I mean pretty similar. You know, over time, this is a pretty old tree. It's starting to get a little rough bark on it, but not like a cork elm or anything. But yeah, this is an old Catlin elm from the first generation of Catlin elms, and a pot that John Naka gave me.
Oh, so that's kind of special.
So it's kind of
It's kind of special.
Kind of cool American tree in a pot by the most famous American bonsaiist.
That's really cool.
So yeah, it's kind of cool. This tree right here used to be the top of this tree.
Oh wait! Say that one more time.
This tree right here.
Okay.
Used to be the top of this tree.
Oh, so okay,
There's an air layer.
Oh wow! So you're talking this tree was about maybe 6 feet tall.
Yeah, it was actually probably 9 feet tall when we first started. The middle part's gone already.
So if people don't know what air layering, can you talk what air layering is?
Yeah, you can go to my Facebook page, and I did a live stream on it about a month or so ago. Basically, it's making roots grow in the middle of a branch or in the middle of a trunk,
Oh, okay.
separating it and having a separate tree.
Perfect.
So it's great for like trees that have really bad nabari.
Okay.
Like a lot of times elms in nurseries, they grow so fast that the roots get all mixed up. You do a layer right at the base of the tree, and you can get beautiful root.
So you're
spread
restarting the root system basically.
If you have a tree in the garden and one branch looks like it might make a cool bonsai, you can air layer it.
And this is a cork bark elm, it looks like?
Yeah, a cork elm.
That's pretty awesome. 2 for a price of 1.
Some of our little trees.
Is this your private collection for sale?
Yeah, a little bit of both.
A little bit of both. I love it.
If somebody really wants to buy one, and I feel comfortable that they can take care of it, and are willing to pay the price, then I'll sell it.
So Bob, are you doing classes now, especially when still in quarantine?
No, we're doing a few internet classes through Facebook Messenger, and it's okay, but it's not the same. Like I can't feel how hard to bend a branch. Mm-hmm. We've had a couple snap branches during
online.
classes, and yeah, online, and that sound comes through really good. So it's better than nothing, I suppose.
It's a different,
but it's not quite the same thing. And that's one of the things I miss most, really.
The connection with people.
Is the classes and teaching. So you've seen this tree.
What is this tree?
It's a cedar elm.
What's different between a cedar elm and a cork bark elm? Because they look very similar.
They don't look similar at all. Look at the bark on that and the bark on this. Two totally different.
So the bark is really distinct.
Yeah, and this is a Native American elm. This is a native to like Texas.
Okay.
And they're tough as nails.
Looks good. I love it.
So you've seen this tree in the silhouette. In fact, it was this winter. It was in
the winter silhouette.
Winter silhouette in the Tokanomi.
I love it.
So Yeah, it's a cool tree. I like it. When it's no leaves on it, it's kind of really spooky looking. So.
Of course, Bob has his back of the house. It's the nursery, but he has more trees on this side. This is kind of amazing.
This is the workshop here. This is where we work on everything.
Oh, you do look. He's actually working, people.
You know Michael Roberts' beautiful
Yes.
cork elms? Well, it's the same genetic material as that. They came from the same mother tree. So he had it online this weekend in a bonsai exhibition that we had, an online exhibition we had.
Oh, the California.
Yeah, through CBS, and it inspired me to work
Make
on
your
this
own.
a little bit more. But yeah, he got that here. I think it was 5-gallon plant. You know, this skinny little plant the size of my thumb.
How many years ago? Do you remember?
25, 24.
Oh wow! So he grew that. He
For a
literally
long
grew that.
time. The tree's amazing.
It is. It is.
But yeah, this is where we work. Ball Cypress Forest.
Oh, there's Michael Kelly there. Of course, Mike Kelly has to join us.
Right. As long as he's gonna spend money, he's more than welcome. Nah, he's welcome anyhow. Some Paminas that I have to ship out, which is gonna be pretty expensive. But apparently, you know, can't get it.
So you will ship still in this environment.
Sure.
Love it.
Why not?
Love it.
That's what's been paying my bills, really.
That's good to hear. You know,
Shipping.
it's good to hear.
So.
So of course, Bob has at the back of his house is the nursery. If you didn't know, we're open now. So
I just sold that triangle there. I put it on the auction yesterday on Facebook, and in 16 minutes it was sold. I put it on there 3 other times, and I think there's only been 1 bid on it. Yesterday in 16 minutes it was sold.
it was your day. That's what.
No, you know
is.
what happened? You see how the trunk is modeled?
Yes.
I peeled the loose bark off of it yesterday. It's the only thing different. I peeled the loose bark off of it. You know, like this is the way, you know, tridents do. They exfoliate like this and makes them look cooler. And so Monday I'll
Awesome.
be going to Ohio.
Nice. A new home. I love it. So Bob's open Monday, Wednesdays.
Fridays, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday from 9 to 5.
Or if you really can't make it, call Bob. You can probably make an appointment.
Probably. This is the back of the nursery.
Oh, puppy. Hey, puppy.
Oh,
Hey, Riley,
hey,
buddy.
Riley.
He's back there hiding. Beautiful dog.
Yeah. Gate's open. He's going to stay back there.
So of course Bob has
this
some.
is a California that was recently styled by Todd Schaffler.
Ah,
When he was here as part of the California Bonsai Society Visiting Artist Program.
talk about CBS. Are we gonna still have him back? It's iffy with this coronavirus.
Well, I mean, right now, who knows what's going to happen? I mean, none of the clubs even have a place to meet.
That's true. That is
So
true.
we're kind of going with the flow right now. We had to cancel our May artist, which was a bummer, but it should be back next May. As of now, I'm still planning on January.
Okay.
I mean, July
July.
rather. But it's kind of really up in the air.
Okay.
You know, if all the clubs have their meetings, we'll do it. If they don't, we won't, or maybe I'll try to do some kind of modified video thing or something. It's kind of hard, you know.
Oh, that's why we're doing the series, right?
Yeah.
Actually keep people still motivated and interested here.
But no, I'm talking about, you know, trying to
Get
bring
it?
the visiting artists in via video. I don't know about that one.
But Bob has a lot. Bob still has a lot of material out here, people.
Tons of material. Tons of
So
material.
if you're itching to work on something, you need
What do you want?
material.
Little pomegranate?
That's Shohin.
Yeah, Shohin pomegranate. Hey, Peter. It's about your size.
So Bob has a lot of material. So if you're interested, trying to come out, he has a sale.
Catlin elms, variety of sizes, variety of ages. These are, you know, pretty well developed trees. They're gonna find.
And they're priced to move. So if you're looking for material, hit up Bob. Bob has a 20% off sale until when? End of the month, you
End
said?
of the month, yeah. Trident maples. I'm letting some of the tridents grow so they get, you know, some size to them, but they get blowing over. So I took the 2-gallon pots and put them inside 5-gallon cans with a little soil, and now they've rooted into that.
Nice.
So,
well, Bob has a variety. He has some cuts. You got some small. You got some bigger varieties here. You got some pre-finished ones. What do you want? He has it.
more trident maples, right? Bunch of different sizes. Some Chinese quince. You don't see these around here too often. You get a bunch of these. Sometimes I plant a bunch of seeds and nothing happens. Other times I plant a bunch of seeds and they all germinate, like these quinces. I got them all over the place.
Nice.
Yeah, there's about 150 of them.
Nice.
These are Chinese elms.
It's bigger leaf variety, correct?
Yeah, a little bit larger leaf, a little bit lighter green. The bark flakes off a little bit more. Super easy tree to grow.
Beginner tree, if you need one. Easy to take care of.
These are some smaller ones. Collected boxwoods, medium junipers, Yopon hollies and dandelions. Dandelions are free. See, that's why Mike Kelly's here. Look at him. I love
Shopping. He's shopping
He's
already.
pulling weeds out of the pot.
Oh.
These are some American beech.
What's so different about beeches? People don't know.
They're a different tree, you know, just like anything else. But apparently, these came from seed from a tree in Arizona, and they do fine here. People used to tell me, "Oh, the beech will never grow. The beech will never grow," but they seem to be doing fine.
Oh, it's good to know.
They've been here for about 7 years now. More Chinese quince.
I noticed that everything's like hand watered here.
Yeah, we can water everything.
Can't take it.
I tried for a while having sprinklers.
What happened there?
You use a lot of water and their stuff gets missed. So you'll have a whole bunch of trees and then 3 or 4 dead trees in the middle because they didn't get watered because they were shading each other out. And it's impossible to keep them trimmed so that they all have their own space. Ultimately, they wind up growing out. So
You got to talk about that, California. That's awesome. That is awesome looking.
there's a guy who, unfortunately, because of some personal stuff, is kind of giving up bonsai and,
Oh,
you know, kind of left the bonsai scene. Al Rivera, who was a prolific collector, to say the least. And he dug this puppy up and brought it to me and said, "Hey, Bob, want to buy a tree?" About 5 or 6 years ago, I guess.
that's awesome. That is an
So,
awesome looking tree. It's healthy.
Yeah, it's doing this thing that they all do this time of year, you know, shedding a bunch of old needles. Something Californians do in May or so, they shed a bunch of old needles. And it's a little scary the first couple times you see it, because it looks like your tree is dying. But by July, you'll never even know it lost a needle. But we just potted this year. It was in a big box for like the last 5 years.
That's huge. That's
Yeah, it's big. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. A couple years from now, I'll
figure it out.
do some carving and some wiring and stick it in the front of the nursery with a forklift. It takes 4 of us just to turn it. So
Just to turn it.
yeah, it sucker's heavy. I bet you I could get Tom Bond out here and he'd just spin it around like nothing. But you know, Tom and big trees are
Synonymous,
another
man.
story. Yeah, some nice little hackberries. Those are actually nice trees. Little pruning and wiring this year. Next year, put them in a pot. Ficuses that I just cut back real hard because over the winter they get long and lanky. We put them under benches and cover them over the winter. So lots of black pines.
You have a sea of black pines here. I love it.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but I gotta blow my own horn. You're not gonna find a pine with this kind of movement and this kind of branching down low for 49 bucks anywhere other than here.
There you go, people. You need a black pine preset.
You know, and we've got them variety of sizes, shapes, colors.
So,
Even a couple red pines around here.
so to help some new members out, buying trees is like buying time, isn't it? You're really buying time.
Yeah, to a certain extent.
Time is money in this case.
Well, you know, time is time, and to get a really good bonsai takes time.
Yeah.
So even when you start out with an older tree, you know, it still takes time. Like some of those junipers might be hundreds of years old when you start them, but they still look like young trees at first styling, except for the deadwood. So it takes time.
Oh.
You can get a couple red pines here.
I thought red pines don't live well in Southern Cal. That's the myth.
This has been here for about 9 years now. Here's another one, same age. They do all right.
It's awesome. So again, when are you're open? Mondays, Wednesdays?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday from 9 to 5.
And they're 20% off just the
Yep.
grand reopening.
20% off everything in the nursery.
Awesome. 1 or 2 tips for new members or new beginners about bonsai? You can
Ask before you do.
Oh, awesome.
One of the things that is the most frustrating is somebody will come to class with a tree that they chop 90% off at the top, chop 90% off of the roots, and said, hey, is this the right thing to do? Or look, I just potted this, is this okay in June? So ask questions first. Do some research. There's tons and tons of information out there. Bonsai is time, it's nothing but time. So spend some time to do the research, and the time you spend on your trees will be much less frustrating and way more rewarding.
Cool. Awesome.
And you won't kill so many trees.
Thanks a lot, Bob.